Hey guys, Viollent here with GRIZZombies. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and it's going to be some more lore. I'm actually going to be talking, starting with the final entry, which is the third entry of Richthofen. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to bridge that into the giant trailer. But I'm going to give you some origins details that's going to help fill this gap a little bit, and where we're missing stuff, where DLC is going to fit in and fill these gaps. So let's start with the final entry. In 1918, just a few short months, Group 935's work with Element 115 has allowed the Wonder Weapon program to progress at such a rate beyond our wildest expectations. However, our work is not without consequence. An ancient evil unleashed upon the mountains has carved a path of terror and destruction across the entirety of the camp. With Maxis too having succumbed to the sickness, I am forced to take drastic action to preserve what remains of his mind. I now face an uncertain future alone. So Richthofen pulls out a blade. He's cutting Max's head, but like on the way to cut it, he's like, "I told you, you should have listened to me." He's mad. Not far, bullets ring. Ignored by the gunfire, Richthofen goes ahead and pierces the blade in Max's forehead. Not long afterwards, the three test subjects storm in, aiming their weapons at Richthofen. At this moment, that's when this newly younger Richthofen realizes everything has changed dramatically and incredibly. So after you hear this, your mind wants to think that the Maxis that we see getting his head cut open is the same Maxis we've always seen throughout time. We've really only seen him in Origins, but we've heard of him in every other map. So here's the thing. Let's keep that mentality of thinking that Maxis has always been the same throughout time. Richthofen is younger, and he's not the same Richthofen Maxis had prior engagements with that we know of, right? That's the older Richthofen in the trailer. But that begs the question, why is Maxis traveling back in time to train this younger Richthofen? What purpose could Richthofen at this age and state of mind possibly have to do with altering time? Well, to answer this question, we need to take a look into the future. So Origins is 1917, 1918, in the battlefields of northern France. Well, let's talk about the year 1945, when Richthofen found out that Maxis did not keep his promise to mass produce the Wunderwaffe DG2, and he sent Samantha, Fluffy, the Hellhound dog, and Maxis himself into a teleporter together. When you do that Easter egg on the Giants, you're shooting a monkey in that same area where that all happened. So this is what we experienced when we watched the Giant trailer. Now that's the Richthofen I want to talk about, the older one. This Richthofen is the only detailed timeline we know of to date that can explain what we're seeing here in the Giant. This man has gone through some serious troubles finding his research, and ultimately he's got the idea instilled in his head to end the world and have ultimate power. Now, through the Black Ops 2 Easter eggs, we also find out Maxis' side and what he wants. He wants to escape through the ether, leaving everyone else behind to die, so he can reunite with his daughter Samantha. He's evil too. But he is traveling through time, and at some point training this younger Richthofen, right? And so he does have a bigger plan installed in his head. But this timeline with Maxis that we know of, he was evil. So let's talk about when time was altered for the first time. This is where things change, okay? Because we have our normal storyline that goes a certain way, and then we have where time was altered, and this is the Giant storyline, okay? So we're going to talk about that. The scene in Origins where Richthofen's three test subjects stumble upon him is the exact moment this newly enlightened Richthofen embarks on his new journey for the first time. He has been informed by Maxis of what potential benefits could be if he were to embark on this journey to salvation. We know from the journal entries that this younger Richthofen was aware that Maxis was being affected by Element 115. But the thing is that Maxis had used his last few months to develop the technology Richthofen would need to get those messages. And so he knew what to do when he embarks on this mission. But he's unaware of this. Richthofen's unaware of this, the younger one. And he ends up constructing the Maxis drone to preserve what's left of Maxis' mind. This is what's happening on Origins, right? So when the test subjects help Richthofen escape to the crazy place, and they enter the portal, right, and they're sending Maxis through, and what they're doing with the Maxis drone is in fact opening a paradox which allows them to go through a gateway to safety. So they get to safety. Now here's where DLC will fill in the rest of this gap. So a map was pieced together. of what Richtofen, his writings over the years have been telling us since this moment. And they've been wasting their time looking in the wrong locations, only to find nothing. It is not until they stumble upon this timeline that we know of with this older Richtofen that the Origins crew gain new momentum in their quest for salvation. So this is where they can finally make a difference in this timeline, and that's what we're seeing. So I'll be covering more videos soon to tell you about what the quotes you've been hearing in the Giant from all the characters is all about. There's a great grand picture here, and even in Shadows of Evil, we see Richtofen stealing the summoning key for his own use. We hear all the Origins character wonder why Richtofen is kneeling down by everybody when he kills himself. What's he doing? These answers will come with DLC, and you can expect me to be covering them each step of the way. So be sure to subscribe if you like zombies content, and smash that like button if you learned something. This is just my theory, man. But this has been GRIZZombies. I'm Viollent, baby, and I'm out.